Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something really central to leadership, but maybe something folks don't always talk about openly. Emotions.
Right.
Yeah, and our source material suggests that understanding and, well, managing your own emotional world isn't just nice to have. It's like a core leadership strength,
Yeah.
a superpower even.
That's a great way to put it.
Our guide for this is this really insightful document. It's called Emotional Regulation for Leaders. Short, but packed with stuff.
Mhm.
It basically argues that how a leader feels, what's going on inside them, well, it really shapes everything externally. Team dynamics, big decisions, the lot.
It ripples outwards, doesn't it?
Exactly. So our mission today, to pull out the most potent ideas, the real game changers from this document.
Okay.
We want to help you, our listener, understand why dealing with emotions isn't weakness. It's actually, strong leadership.
Okay.
Developing that internal compass. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is how the document right away makes this connection. It takes what some might dismiss as, soft skills.
Right.
And positions them as absolutely fundamental. It's not about just being nice. It's about being strategically effective.
Totally. And it kicks off with this powerful statement, leadership rule, #26. It says, the only thing we control is how we respond to what we can't control.
Classic.
It sounds simple, right? But in the middle of, say, a crisis or just a really stressful Tuesday, how does a leader actually do that? What's the shift required? Why is this rule so key for emotional regulation?
That's such a crucial point. It's one thing to agree with the idea, another to live it, right?
Yeah.
So this rule basically shifts the focus away from the external chaos, the market changing, the unexpected problem, team issues you can't directly control.
Right, the stuff that happens to you.
Exactly. And it shifts focus inwards.
Yeah.
Your response. But here's the key thing, the aha moment maybe. It's not about stoicism. It's not about pretending you don't feel anything.
Okay, that's important.
It's more about strategic emotional leverage. Think of like a really good chess player. They don't just react impulsively.
No, they see the move, they pause, they consider, they choose their response deliberately, thinking ahead. That's the kind of conscious control this rule points towards for emotions.
I see, like choosing your next move carefully, emotionally speaking.
Precisely. And the document frames emotional regulation itself as, and I quote, crucial for effective decision-making, communication, and team management.
So it's practical. It affects the work.
Deeply practical.
Yeah.
It's the difference between being, reactive, letting your feelings drive the bus, essentially, and being proactive. Acknowledging the feelings, sure, but then choosing the most constructive response.
Okay.
It's about building that internal strength, that clarity, so you navigate the challenges instead of just being knocked around by them. It puts the power, the agency, back with the leader. You control your response.
So learning to steer the ship, not just get tossed by the waves. And it sounds like if leaders don't get this right, the consequences are pretty significant. It's not just about that.
Oh, absolutely. It ripples out.
The document mentions some numbers about employee well-being. What's the real impact when leaders struggle here?
Yeah, you've hit on a really critical point there. The ripple effect is huge. The source cites research, I think it was the American Psychological Association, and the number is pretty stark. It says 85% of employees experience stress or frustration at work.
Wow. 85%.
A lot. It is. Let that sink in. Nearly 9 out of 10 people in a typical workplace are feeling stressed or frustrated.
That's huge.
It shows this isn't some minor issue. It's widespread. Like you said, a hidden leak affecting everyone. And when people are constantly stressed, it hits productivity, doesn't it?
Of course.
Engagement drops, morale suffers. So this statistic really highlights why leaders need these emotional regulation skills. Their own emotional state, how they handle pressure. It can either pour fuel on that fire.
Might make it worse.
Or it can act like a calming influence, help the team navigate. It's a direct line from the leader's behavior to how the whole team feels and performs.
That 85%, it really brings it home. This isn't just about the leader feeling good. It's about creating an environment where the whole team isn't constantly drained by stress.
Exactly.
And, let's be honest. Most of us, leaders included, can probably relate to feeling that pressure, right? Maybe just yesterday.
Absolutely. It's a common workplace reality.
So if emotional regulation is so important for plugging that leak, we need to be super clear on what it actually is. Because, like you hinted, people hear regulation and think.
Suppression, bottling it up.
Yeah, exactly. Don't show you're angry, don't show you're stressed. But the source says that's not it, right?
Yeah.
What is it then?
That's such a vital distinction. And yes, the source is very clear. It says emotional regulation is not about suppressing emotions,
Okay.
but about welcoming, understanding and managing them in a way that promotes well-being and success. That word welcoming is interesting, isn't it?
Welcoming. That feels different.
It really reframes it. It's less about fighting your feelings and more about, well, listening to them, understanding the message.
Like an internal GPS you said earlier.
Exactly like that. You see the road closed sign, that's the emotion. You don't ignore it and drive into the barrier.
Right.
You acknowledge it. You figure out why it's there. What's it telling you about the situation? Or maybe what you need. And then you choose the best route forward. It's active navigation.
Okay, active understanding and choosing, not just stuffing it down.
Precisely. Recognizing it, understanding the why, and then choosing a constructive response. The document also adds that by developing this emotional intelligence, leaders can better navigate complex situations, build stronger relationships, and create a more positive work environment. It allows for a much more strategic and frankly more human approach, steering with purpose.
That reframe is really powerful. It makes it sound less like a chore and more like, well, a skill to master.
Yes.
Empowerment.
Yes.
So, okay, if a leader starts getting this right, what happens? What are the tangible rewards? Here's where it's really interesting. Beyond just less stress, what does the source say happens for the team?
The rewards are pretty significant, actually, and they do create this positive upward spiral. The source points to findings from the Hay Group, which found that employees who work for emotionally intelligent leaders are more likely to be engaged, motivated, and committed to their work.
Engaged, motivated, committed. Those are huge for any team.
Huge. Think about what that means day to day. Engaged people aren't just, clocking in and out. They're contributing ideas. They're solving problems proactively. They care.
You bring more energy.
Exactly. It's not just a nice feeling. It directly translates into better performance, people wanting to stay, a more dynamic atmosphere overall, less churn, more innovation.
So, an emotionally intelligent leader isn't just creating a pleasant workplace. They're actually building a foundation for high performance.
That's a perfect way to put it. It's like giving the crew not just tools, but also trust and a sense of shared purpose. Makes them much more effective, much more resilient.
Right, ready for anything.
Exactly. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it also comes back to the leader themselves.
How so?
Well, the document stresses that by embracing their emotions and developing emotional regulation skills, leaders can unlock their full potential.
Ah, okay. Their own potential too.
Build stronger teams and achieve greater success. So it's not just about damage control, avoiding stress, avoiding burnout. It's about actively building positives. Engagement, trust, psychological safety. This kind of leadership transforms the whole workplace, makes it more productive, sure, but also more fulfilling for everyone.
It's clear this skill, this regulation, it's not just navel-gazing. It directly impacts results and, well, just the human experience at work.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've covered the core idea, controlling your response. We've seen the high stakes with that 85% number. We've clarified what regulation really means, welcoming and managing, not suppressing. And we've seen the rewards. So what does this all mean for someone listening now thinking, okay, I get it, it's important, but where do I start? What's the very first step the source suggests?
The source actually ends on a very clear, very actionable note. It basically says, take the first step towards emotional awareness and growth.
Awareness. Okay, so not jumping straight to complex techniques.
Not necessarily. It really emphasizes starting with awareness. Before you can manage anything, you have to notice it, right?
Makes sense.
You need to be able to identify, okay, what am I actually feeling right now? And maybe what triggered this feeling and how is it affecting me or how I'm interacting with others?
Just noticing. Paying attention internally.
Exactly. That first step, just building that self-awareness muscle, it's foundational, like a pilot checking their instruments before takeoff.
Can't navigate without knowing where you are.
Precisely. Without that awareness, trying to manage emotions is just guesswork. So it starts with cultivating that inner observer. It's an ongoing process, for sure, but the document implies the payoff is huge for your own well-being and definitely for your leadership. It's step one in becoming captain of your emotional ship.
This has been really enlightening, diving into something that maybe feels a bit uncomfortable sometimes, but is so clearly vital for leading well. The big takeaway for me is that emotional regulation isn't about being robotic.
No.
Not about putting on a mask.
Yeah.
It's about mindful management. That idea of welcoming emotions, understanding them, and then choosing your response. Being that strategic chess player internally.
Well said.
And let's not forget that huge number, 85% of people feeling stressed or frustrated at work. A leader's emotional intelligence, their ability to regulate, That's maybe the most powerful tool they have to change that.
It really can be.
To build teams that are engaged, motivated, unlocking everyone's potential, including their own. It's the difference between reacting to the storm and actually steering through it.
Steering towards the goal.
Yeah. So as you, our listener, go into your week, maybe consider this. If step one is awareness, what does it really mean to welcome your emotions? Even the tough ones. How could fully embracing that emotional landscape actually shift how you lead and what kind of environment you create? Something to think about.
Definitely food for thought.
Thank you for joining us on the Deep Dive. We hope this gives you some valuable insights for your own journey. Until next time.